it's Stephanie Dreyer, the founder of batchcookingclub.com. We are having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I am holding the camera right now. I'm going to pass it over to my videographer. For whatever reason, it was not working when we were trying to do it in the gimbal. And sorry, it's going to be vertical instead of horizontal because we're going to hold it just regular style. So I am going to pass the phone over. Give me a second to kind of get set up here. Sorry there, you're gonna have to just hold it today. But we're on, we're live, welcome. Again, I'm Stephanie Dreyer, the founder of batchcookingclub.com, or Batch Cooking Club, a weekly meal prep membership that makes mealtime easier. We are here every week, usually on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to profile, do a little live cooking class in our test kitchen, and profile one of the recipes from our weekly plans that our members received today. This week we're doing it on Wednesday, so thank you for our loyal followers who are following in live. I don't know if we have anybody live, and we're sorry that we're starting a few minutes late, but we're just going to roll with it, because that's what you do when these things are live. So I'm going to turn on my, actually I'm going to leave, we were letting the sesame oil heat up a little bit, because we're going to get our carrots and our garlic in there. Before we get started, do we have any questions or any comments that people are, okay, so I'm going to jump right in. For those of you who are new to us, we give you a batch cooking plan and menu for the week. So we give you 4 recipes, dinner recipes, and then we give you a prep plan to make some of those ingredients on the weekend to batch cook ahead of time so that it's quicker and easier to make your dinner during the week. So today I'm profiling Quinoa Fried Rice, which is a great alternative to Chinese takeout. I love Chinese takeout. My kids love Chinese takeout, but I don't love all the grease. I don't love all the sodium. So this is a great way to manage all of that when you make it yourself. And what we're doing is this recipe is in the batch cooking plan this week that gets turned in. You make it on the weekend, and then you turn it into lettuce wraps with some carrot miso tofu that you also batch on the weekend. So dinner literally comes together in 10 minutes during the week. I love that kind of a meal when you do the little bit of cooking on the weekend, and then you can just serve it up real quick during the week. So I'll talk about some other ways you can use this quinoa fried rice. But first I want to show you, I've made a batch. You're going to need a cup of quinoa and 2 cups of water. It's 1-to-2 ratio. If you've never worked with quinoa before, do not be intimidated. It's super similar to rice. I am using red quinoa today, but there's also white, so there's 2 options there for you. And it's naturally gluten-free, so it's a great alternative. And it's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it is a superfood. It's an ancient grain, so you're like actually giving yourself, it's full of protein, so it is a great vegan grain to use because you get so much added nutritional value in it. I love cooking with quinoa. So we've swapped rice and the traditional fried rice recipe with this quinoa. So I have a batch here ready to go. You're gonna cook that first. And while that's cooking, you're gonna do your vegetables. So that's the quinoa, and I can show you, use my little chopsticks here. You just fluff it, and you can see it's just like rice. And you wanna make sure you rinse your quinoa. Did I say that already? You wanna make sure before you put it in the pot, basically it's super simple. I'll walk you through real quickly. You rinse it really well first in a colander. And then make sure you rinse it. Don't skip that step because that really helps like the quinoa cook better and all the bitter taste and all that's better. Do rinse your quinoa. Sometimes I get lazy and I don't do it, and I'm always like, oh, it didn't come out as well. So you're gonna put that in a pot, cup of quinoa rinsed with 2 cups of water. You bring it to a boil, and then you just simmer covered for about 15 minutes until all the water is absorbed. Super easy, super quick, so much quicker than rice takes to cook. Okay, so then I'm gonna heat up a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil in our pan. And it smells so good already because it's been getting heated up. And if you don't want to use oil, all of our plans, by the way, include alternatives for gluten allergies, soy allergies, nut allergies, and ditching the oil. So if you don't want to use oil, you could just use a little bit of vegetable broth or water. So I have 5 cloves of garlic because everything is better with garlic minced. And then I have about 4 carrots here that are just chopped into matchsticks. Super simple. I'm gonna put those in the hot pan with a tablespoon of tamari. Tamari is a gluten-free soy sauce. So you could use soy sauce, you could use shoyu, which is a natural soy sauce. You could use liquid aminos if you wanted to. You could change it up. Liquid aminos, I believe it's soy-free. I'm like, for some reason I'm blanking right now, but I'm pretty sure that liquid aminos are soy-free. Oh no, liquid aminos are not soy-free. Coconut aminos are soy-free. You could use coconut aminos if you want. So I'm just gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. Oh, I need to add my shoyu. You're gonna need about 4 tablespoons of your soy sauce. I'm just gonna use 1 tablespoon right now to flavor the carrots. And we're gonna just let those do their thing while they get a little tender, and I'm gonna talk you through the rest of the recipe here. Okay, it's already smelling so good. This recipe is so simple. As you see, it's just a few ingredients. And by making it on the weekend, you're really saving yourself a lot of time. So I'm just gonna put that there. And you're really saving yourself a lot of time by doing it on the weekend. Our batch cooking plans really only take about anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours at the most to cook anywhere from 4 to 6 recipes that you can then incorporate into meals. So this week, we're batch cooking this rice, we're batch cooking a carrot miso tofu. We are also on the menu besides these lettuce wraps is a picadillo Mexican pizza and picadillo tacos with frijoles de olla, which is so yummy, you guys. So what we did there is we're making a double batch of picadillo on the weekend. If you've never had picadillo, there's a Cuban style and Mexican style. I did more of a Mexican style, which is traditionally ground beef and potatoes and peppers and seasonings, and you can serve it with tortillas and use it in many different ways. We like to have fun here at Batch Cooking Club, so we mixed it up. We're putting it on Mexican style pizzas, and then we're doing it traditionally with tacos. So one of the things we do every week is we have you make a big batch of one of the things that you're cooking on Sunday and using it in 2 completely different ways so that you get more bang for your batch. So I'm really excited about the picadillo, where the recipe calls for tempeh. There has been a tempeh shortage. I don't know if anybody else has noticed it. It's been hard to find tempeh. So you can very easily make the recipe with tofu if you needed to. So just want to say that. And then the frijoles de olla are also being cooked on the weekend as well. This is a traditional recipe I grew up with my mom making. I just tweaked it a little bit because why mess with your mom's great recipe, right? So that's also a little side dish. I like to eat it as a soup, so I keep it real brothy. You can also drain it and just have it as like a side of beans. What else do we get? Oh, and then last but not least, we have roasted vegetable lentil soup. And you roast the vegetables, the tomatoes, carrots on the weekend, and then you turn it into a soup during the week. So the key to that, the secret to that soup is it's so flavorful by roasting the vegetables ahead of time on the weekend. You can just make soup regular, right? But roasting those vegetables just adds a whole other layer of flavor, so trust me. So you've got the soup, you've got the picadillo pizzas, the picadillo tacos, and then you've got these quinoa fried rice lettuce wraps. As you can see, we try to give you a variety of cuisines, a variety of proteins and foods, so you're eating different things throughout the week. And then that gives you a couple days to either have leftovers, do a takeout night, and fill in with an easy go-to recipe that you have in your repertoire. And you're only making this week, we're making, for batching, we're doing the vegetables, we're doing this quinoa fried rice, or the tofu, and the picadillo, and the beans. So you have 5 recipes you're making this weekend in just under 2 hours. So that's kind of the plan overview for the week. If any members are watching, I hope that you are enjoying that. And speaking of which, if you're not a member, I want to invite, well, even if you are a member, we have a lot of new members who've joined us, so a great way, but while I'm talking, you want to have some green onions. I cut off the light green and the white tops that I'm going to put into the pan, and I'm going to save these for the garnish. But I wanted to invite you, I completely forgot, we have a really exciting batch cooking boot camp starting on Monday. Totally free, 3 weeks to get you in a meal prep routine and stick to your routine, and 3 weeks of Batch Cooking Club plans free. So if you join us next week on Thursday live for our cooking class, you'll actually seeing me make a recipe that you're gonna get in the actual plan free. 3 weeks of Batch Cooking Club plans free. What we're gonna do is every Monday, you're gonna get an email with information, a little exercise, because it's boot camp to flex those meal prep muscles, to get you into a routine. Something small, you can take the whole week to do it. Then on Wednesday, you get your Batch Cooking Club plan. And then on Thursdays, I'm gonna go live every week, 5:30 to 6 p.m. for a little work meal prep session to help you create your routine, plan it out in your schedule, and stick to it. Add other recipes that you might have in your home that you wanna add to your menu. We're gonna do that every week for 3 weeks. So my goal is by November 1st, you are in a meal prep routine that works for your schedule, that is around your needs, your meetings, etc., and that you feel comfortable and excited about doing every day so that you can show up in your kitchen relaxed, carefree, but get a homemade healthy meal on the table. So if you're interested, go to batchcookingclub.com/boot-camp, or just put a comment down there, send me the link, and I will get that to you afterwards. I am now going, I think these look good. And you know what, you can do it make them as soft or crunchy as you want. It's really up to you. So I'm gonna take all of this quinoa and I'm gonna put it in along with the green onion chops and 2 more tablespoons of the soy sauce. And we just wanna cook it a little bit more to get the quinoa crispy, like fried rice. That's all we're doing right now. So we're gonna put in the green onions. And you can add whatever vegetables you want to this. If you like broccoli, if you like snap peas, if you like regular peas. My kids do not like peas, so I didn't put peas in this recipe. But definitely customize it to the vegetables you like. And I told you I was going to tell you some other ways you can use it. So we are using it in our lettuce wraps, but you can also use it in a variety of ways. I love to just eat this on its own, as like in a bowl with some tofu, and that's it. That's yummy. Or you could, like I said, you can eat it by itself. You could wrap it in a seaweed wrap, nori, piece of nori, and make it like a little sushi roll if you wanted. It won't be as tight as sushi rice, but it would make a great hand roll. And so those are a couple of my favorite ways to do it. It also makes a great base if you're building a vegan bowl with other sauces and proteins. I mentioned the tofu that we're making this week. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a few minutes. Let it get a little crispy, as I mentioned. And then I'm gonna bring over my tops here. And we're just gonna slice these up to have some garnish. I probably have more than I need here, but the more the merrier when it comes to green onion, I think. So it makes it so fresh. I think that should be enough. Save those for another recipe. And then I want to show you our other toppings. So some of these things might be unfamiliar to you, so I wanted to profile them. When I became vegan, a whole new world of different ingredients and components to recipes opened up for me. And I think a lot of people, when they hear vegan, they think, like my uncle's always like, oh, are you eating cardboard today? And it's like, no, I think I eat a more flavorful, varied diet than I've ever eaten as a vegan, because there's so many opportunities and ways to flavor and eat things. So I wanted to show you some things that might be new to you. One is this rice seasoning that's traditionally used on rice in Asian households in Japan's rice seasoning. It's called furikake. And I just get this online on Amazon. And then this is basically seaweed and sesame seeds. And then I also have this called gomasayo. I hope I'm not butchering the name. Anyone who speaks Japanese out there, please correct me. And this is just sesame seeds and sea salt. And then I have traditional sesame seeds. And they make sesame seeds, white sesame seeds and black sesame seeds. So these are just fun garnishes. I'm going to use the furikake. I love the taste of the seaweed. It gives it kind of that fishy flavor that you're used to maybe in some Asian dishes. I'm just giving this a little whirl here. It's starting to stick to the bottom to get crispy, so that's good, but I don't want it to stick too much. And so when you serve this, I'm going to pull it over here. When you serve it, or to finish this off, we're gonna add our onions and then we're gonna top it. Oh, we have 1 more tablespoon of tamari. You can taste this, and if you wanna add a little bit more tamari, you can. I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm in the middle of showing you my little recipe here, but always taste your food. That's number 1. Before you serve it, taste it. So I would taste this, see if it needs any more tamari. If it does, you have that other tablespoon. I'm gonna add my green onion tops to, see, that was a lot. And then I'm gonna add some of a tablespoon of the furikake there. I hope I'm not butchering the name of that. And there you have it. Put some in a bowl here. This is like lunch, you guys. I would make a really big salad and I would have a little small bowl of this on the side to serve. I get some protein in there. I get some veggies. I've got my sea vegetables with the furikake. It's good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna try it now. See, that's good. I don't think I need another tablespoon of tamari. Better to go easy on the salt. So good. Okay. Sorry, I digress. I got taken away by the food. How does that look? It's like steaming. Do I have any questions? Okay. So I want to invite all of you. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with us today with our technical difficulties. Please join us. I invite you Thursdays next week. We're usually here Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Batch Cooking Club Facebook. We also are over at Batch Cooking Club on Instagram. So follow us over there. Join us over also. I'm over at Veegmama, Vegmama, Veegmama, on Facebook and Instagram. I post all sorts of different, stuff connected to meal planning, my family, how I feed my crazy bunch of kids who are mixed vegan, vegetarian. It's a mixed bunch over here, and how I deal with getting dinner on the table. And last but not least, I want to invite you again to join us for this batch cooking boot camp that starts on Monday. Again, you get 3 free weeks of Batch Cooking Club. I can't think of a better way to try out the program and have me as your personal coach to guide you in creating and sticking to a meal prep routine. I mean, come on, free. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. We've already got a bunch of people ready to go. It's going to be a fun time. Visit batchcookingclub.com/boot-camp to learn more about that, or just put a comment below and I'll connect with you personally. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to get together with you next week.